Ezekiel Chapter 38, the Mystery of Gog. 1 And the word of the Lord came to me, saying, 2 Son of man, set your face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Gog is the chief prince. Hebrew rush equals the head, the top, the highest authority, here used as an adjective to describe prince, not a separate country. Rush, not Russia. See additional article from Ray Gano of Prophecies about how Gog as Russia originated from the Quran. Gog is the highest spiritual principality that rules over the land region of Magog. The spirit of Antichrist in the near future will indwell a man who will command hordes of foreign troops against the Jews and against Israel. God will unleash Gog upon Israel for his purposes to sift the nations for righteous judgment. At end of Gog/Magog war, Israel and all the nations will know both Jesus as Messiah and Jehovah as the only and true God. 3 And say, Thus says the Lord God, Behold, I am against you, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. God announced Gog as his enemy. Gog is the demonic spirit over Meshech and Tubal. Meshech and Tubal are ancient people's names in Genesis 10:1-2 as descendants of Japheth, son of Noah. After the flood they settled the lands around the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea and bordering the Mediterranean Sea. Modern-day Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran. Psalm 125 Woe is me, that I sojourn in Meshech, that I dwell in the tents of Kedar. Ezekiel 27:13 Javan, Tubal, and Meshech, they were your merchants, they traded the persons of men, human slaves, and vessels of brass in your market. Ezekiel 32:26 There is Meshech, Tubal, and all her multitude, her graves are round about him, all of them uncircumcised, slain by the sword, though they cause terror in the land of the living. 4 And I will turn you back, and put hooks into your jaws, and I will bring you forth and all your army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Putting hooks in your jaw also describes Leviathan, who is the seven-headed serpent in the sea. Rev 13, Leviathan is another name for the AC. Job 41:34 calls him the king over all the children of pride. Job 41:21 Can you draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord you let down? Can you put a hook in his nose? Psalm 74:14 You break the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and give him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness, desert. Isaiah 27:1 In that day the Lord with his sore and great and strong sword will punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. 5 Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Persia equals modern-day Iran, Ethiopia/Kush equals Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia, home of Osama bin Laden. Libya is ancient. Put 6 Gomer, and all his bands, the house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with you. Gomer and Togarma equals Turkey. 7 Be prepared, and prepare for yourself, you, and all your company that are assembled unto you, and be you a guard unto them. 8 After many days you shall be visited, in the latter years you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely all of them. Timetable of Gog's Islamic invasion. The final years when Israel has been brought back and dwelling safely in the land, after 1948, where, the mountains of Israel. 9 You shall ascend and come like a storm, you shall be like a cloud to cover the land, you, and all your bands, and many people with you. Come like a storm, like a cloud points to a great invading army. Parallel passages about the AC, Isaiah 21:1-2 The burden of the desert of the sea. As whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it comes from the desert, from a terrible land. A grievous vision is declared to me, the treacherous dealer and the spoiler spoils. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sighing thereof I have made to cease. Isaiah 25:4 For you have been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. Isaiah 28:2 Behold, the Lord has a mighty and strong one, which is as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. Daniel 11:40 And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, king of the north, and the king of the north, AC, shall come against him like a whirlwind with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and he shall enter into countries and pass over. Jeremiah 4:13 Behold he shall come as the clouds, and his chariots shall be as a whirlwind, his horses are swifter than eagles. Woe to us, for we are spoiled. Joel 2:2 A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread on the mountains, a great people and strong, there has not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more, even to the years of many generations. 10 Thus says the Lord God, it shall also come to pass, that at the same time shall things come into your mind, and you shall think an evil thought. 11 And you shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. 12 To take a spoil, and to take a prey, to turn your hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. 13 Sheba, and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say to you, Are you come to take a spoil? Have you gathered your company to take a prey? To carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? 14 Therefore, Son of man, prophesy and say to Gog, Thus says the Lord God, in that day when my people of Israel dwell safely, shall you not know it? 15 And you shall come from your place out of the north parts, you, and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company, and a mighty army. 16 And you shalt come up against my people of Israel, as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring you against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in you, O Gog, before their eyes. 17 Thus says the Lord God, Are you he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants the prophets of Israel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring you against them? This is the prophecy of the AC, only person mentioned more in the Bible is Jesus Christ. 18 And it shall come to pass at the same time when Gog shall come against the land of Israel, says the Lord God, that my fury shall come up in my face. 19 For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken, surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. 20 So that the fishes of the sea, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the field, and all creeping things that creep upon the earth, and all the men that are upon the face of the earth, shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. Jesus will be physically present in Israel. 21 And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, says the Lord God, every man's sword shall be against his brother. 22 And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him, and upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain, and great hailstones, fire, and brimstone. 23 Thus will I magnify myself, and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord.